All right, I'm Eli Sutton, and a few personal takeaways from the Rewild and Nature Around Us TED Talks that I found interesting. I found it really interesting how a species that has been absent for so long, like for example, the wolves that were absent for 70 years, how taking them or them being gone, then being reintroduced changes the ecosystem like so dramatically. And I thought it was interesting how in the nature around us, she talked about how, in a way, like a weed growing out of the sidewalk is more impressive or like more of a feat of nature than like a natural, like a park or something like that. And then the Rewild video talks about how the wolves being reintroduced started cutting down the deer population, or when the wolves were gone, the deer population started to grow like greatly, and they started to destroy all the vegetation and eat all the green stuff. And the wolves being reintroduced, they started eating the deer and kind of evening out the populations. So, and the wolves actually started changing the behavior of the deer, like where they ate and stuff like that. And over time, the vegetation started to come back because the populations weren't blowing up like before when the wolves weren't there. And I found it interesting how the bird and beaver population grew because the wolves started killing the coyotes. I didn't know that was a thing. I didn't know wolves killed coyotes, which that ended up helping out the smaller animal populations. And then that kind of goes into those smaller animals provided food for like birds of prey, so those started moving in. And what I found most interesting, and I still don't really understand how, like I watched the video, I don't really understand how, but the wolves can even change the way the rivers like are formed, or the way the rivers are shaped. And yeah, and I think both videos were, or not both videos, the rewilding video was a powerful case for reintroduction of species. Okay, so now novel ecosystem. A novel ecosystem is just basically an ecosystem that's influenced by humans. Like it could be something built by humans, or something like maintained by humans. Just anything like influenced by any ecosystem influenced by humans. And rewilding, in my own words, rewilding is basically the mass restoration of ecosystems. That can be through reintroducing animals, like in the TED Talk, or planting new species, getting rid of invasive species. There's many examples, but it's basically the mass restoration of ecosystems. And a few personal inputs, takeaways, and experiences, and opinions on topics and areas from material we've covered. I wrote earlier my first paper about that pond we have in Smithville, and that's in my definition, that's a novel ecosystem because we built the pond, we stock it with fish, and we stock it with smaller fish for the bigger fish to eat, and we maintain it, we clear it out, and we clean it. So that's my personal input. All right, thank you very much.